Thank you for joining us today. Today we're going to be talking about our first book event, which is scheduled for April 28th, 2018, here in Alief. We have partnered with Alief ISD as well as First Book and our parent organization, AFT, to bring 40,000 books to the students of Alief ISD and their families. And so today we're going to be talking to the people who assisted in helping to make this event happen. Our first guest will be Leslie Getzinger with AFT and Melissa of Gersma with First Book. And they're going to be talking about the role of each organization in the partnership, what they do to assist that, and how they assisted Alief AFT, to make our first book drop happen. I also wanted to talk about how the many hands work to help us bring 40,000 books to the students of Alief, and how we're going to distribute these books. We went to all of our campuses, and our building reps and members talked to potential members and talked to members and did a big push to sign up for campus. Many campuses signed up better than 95% of their campuses, which will net them 150 books for their library. We have one campus that was able to sign up at 100%. That campus completed that before the deadline of January 31st, and therefore has won a luncheon for their staff, and that is Outlet Elementary. With their efforts, they will be receiving a luncheon for their staff. Also, we are going to be needing volunteers to help us to put out these books to the community. Our sign-up time for volunteering will be Wednesday from 5 to 7, Thursday from 3 to 10, and Friday from 3 to 10. During those days, we will be sorting and preparing the books for the distribution, and our distribution, as well as our distribution day, we will need volunteers, and volunteers can start showing up at 8 o'clock on Saturday, April 28th, and our event is from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And they will be able to, at that time, they will be able to choose their books. We are also offering volunteers an extra 10 books for volunteering. So if you have signed up for First Book, you will get 25 books, and then you will get another 10 books for volunteering. So volunteering will give you the privilege of receiving your books first, and also helping others to choose and carry their books out as well. We really appreciate our volunteers, and we thank all those of you who will be able to give of your time and talents to help in this community effort. So, why is this so important? Because we know that in order to develop a child's love of learning, we have to develop the love of reading. Most students are not reading on grade level, like third grade. So this is our effort to help our members, teachers, students prepare themselves for the rest of their academic career, and to provide them with the resources to do that. So that is why this is so important. And we thank all those teachers and staff members who signed up to make it all possible. So who do we have on the call?
Hi, it's Leslie Getzinger from the American Federation of Teachers.
And Melissa
Hi.
Elgersma with First Book.
Awesome. So Leslie and Melissa has joined us. So we're going to be talking to them about our First Book event. Let's start with Leslie. Leslie, what is your role at AFT and with First Book?
Sure. So my name is Leslie Getzinger. I work in the American Federation of Teachers here in Washington, D.C. And for the last 6 years, I've had the pleasure of working to help strengthen and develop a partnership with First Book. First Book, which is a nonprofit that helps to increase access to books, to classrooms and programs and schools that serve a majority of students in need. So anybody who is working in a Title I or Title I eligible school or program can register with First Book for free and be able to access books, school supplies, basic needs items, anything like that at 50 to 90% off the First Book Marketplace, and in some cases for free, like the event that the Alief Federation of Teachers is holding. And so this partnership we just feel is a really great way of helping our members get access to those resources that they very much need and often have to dip into their own pockets to pay. And so we're trying to help as much as we can to keep those costs down, to provide resources whenever possible, to help provide grants or provide opportunities to reach funding. And it's a great program to help the students and families and educators in our schools across the country.
Awesome. That is very good to know, and I'm sure all of our listeners appreciate you letting them know how AFT is partnering with First Book to make this happen for teachers in their classrooms every day. Melissa, did you want to tell us a little bit more about First Book and what you do there?
Absolutely. So my name is Melissa Elgersma. I am a partner development manager here at First Book, and I have the great privilege of working as part of our AFT and First Book team, supporting locals like the local there in Alief across the country in planning events to really get kids and educators connected with the resources that kids need to be successful. As Leslie said, First Book is a nonprofit social enterprise. We now, thanks in a huge part to the efforts of our partnership with AFT, are a network of more than 375,000 educators and program leaders who support kids in need, which can be kids from low-income families, primarily programs that serve kids primarily with special needs, and also even programs that serve military families are all eligible to qualify with First Book.
Now that is a pretty long reach. You're really digging deep into the community, and yeah, that's wonderful. So what are some other ways that First Book can support the classroom and the learning environment for children?
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest ways is events like this fabulous event you guys are having at the end of the month down there in Houston. That really gets folks introduced to First Book. And really we think of those book distributions as their introduction, have you met First Book? And so one of the great ways I think that we can support educators with, even beyond this great event is by being an ongoing resource to them throughout the school year. So Leslie mentioned our First Book Marketplace. That is our online, kind of our Amazon.com for teachers, where educators can go online, get resources at a discount. And as Leslie said, we've got books, that's the bulk of what we do, but we also have basic needs items, and we've worked with different locals and schools around the country to build basic needs closets filled with supplies for their schools. We also, though, offer the First Book National Book Bank, which is where we house donated inventory from our publishing partners and are able to make large boxes of books, cartons of 20 to 50 copies of the same title available to educators and schools for free. The books themselves are free, and then our members just pay shipping and handling to get the books to their location. And then also throughout the year, as registered members of First Book, the folks will also get opportunities to connect with funding that we have available thanks to some of our great corporate partners. And so that may look like a gift certificate for the marketplace, or a credit, or a discount on items that we have available. And then in addition to all those great things, First Book members also get access completely free to the open ebooks platform, which lets educators access hundreds of ebooks completely free for their students.
Now that is one resource I think I will be taking advantage of. I really do love ebooks, and a lot of our students are very connected to technology. So that's another way to keep them reading, even when they're on their way to a doctor's appointment, or, just riding around in the car with mom, running errands. It's another way to keep them engaged reading. Leslie, can you kind of talk a little bit about the partnership with First Book, with the devastation of Harvey?
Sure. First Book, one of the great things about First Book is they are always willing to be flexible and to help in any way they can. Their mission really mirrors that of the AFT, in that we are both trying to support educators, school staff, and the teachers and the students and families and communities that we support. After Hurricane Harvey, as so many educators and staff were displaced, First Book kind of leapt into action and really helped to get materials, school supplies, basic need items, anything from toiletries to paper towels, to anything that they had on the First Book Marketplace that educators and staff needed for their classrooms, for their homes, also to replace books and things like that were destroyed in the hurricane. And they've helped not only, in the Texas area, but helped also in Florida, helped in Puerto Rico, helped in the U.S. Virgin Islands through our AFT partnership.
Awesome. And because of that outreach, many classrooms and learning environments have been restored. Thank you so much, Leslie and Melissa, for joining us on the radio and talking about what you do.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. Do you all have any brief words you have for the Alief ISD community?
This is Leslie. I just wanted to really say thank you to you, Veronica, for your leadership and helping to register so many of your members with First Book so that they can receive the books on April 28th. But not only are your members going to receive those great books and be able to pick out the books that they want to receive for their classroom or their school or library, but now they are going to have ongoing access to First Book through the First Book Marketplace, which is at fbmarketplace.org, or through the First Book National Book Bank, where they're going to have access for the life of their careers to these great resources. So thank you for your leadership.
Oh, you're quite welcome, and I appreciate that so much, Leslie. Melissa, did you have anything you wanted to add?
I really would just echo Leslie's sentiments, Veronica, that you guys have done a fantastic job. Thanks to your locals' efforts, we have more than 2,000 new educators connected with the First Book Network. And I would also remind folks to be sure to check out, like Leslie said, the marketplace, but also to be sure to check out some of our great hubs that really hone in on the issues that are important to educators that we know from our network are really on people's minds, like our social emotional learning hub, which helps kids develop those strong skills, and a lot of those resources come with guides to help support educators, including our trauma toolkit. And then also our diversity and inclusion hub, which focuses so strongly on making sure that kids have both windows to other people's experiences and then mirrors to see themselves reflected in the books that they read as well.
Well said. And we will do that. Thank you so much for joining us. And we're looking forward to speaking with you all in the future.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great event.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So we have another guest on the line, Tari Gant with Steed Elementary. Tari, are you there? Tari, are you with us? Okay. We don't turn it off. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you at our first book event, April 28th, 2018.